bucking bulls and bucking horses.
And you want to talk about spectacular? This is a 90-point bronc ride. The first in the history of go-around number 1 from Stetson Wright. But wait, there's more. He did it again in the bull riding with an 89 3/4 to win the bull riding. Almost $74,000. It's all coming up on Western Sports Roundup.
Round to the left, into his hand, Stetson Wright. All we can say is, wow, that's
He's going to win both events.
He's going to win both of them tonight.
Oh, my goodness.
Time for Western Sports Roundup. The Cowboy Channel is the exclusive home of the PRCA, your destination for the very best in rodeo action.
And now Western Sports Roundup will be simulcast live on YouTube. You can watch the show in real time on both the Cowboy Channel and our YouTube live stream, giving you even more ways to stay connected with us and to the world of Western sports.
Howdy, everybody, and welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada. We are in the showroom here at the South Point, and we being Steve Kenyon, Justin McKee, and we have a lot of big storylines, especially after round number 1 that concluded here last night of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Storylines were abounding.
Yeah, and it's only night number 1, and you can already start to feel some of those storylines coming into fruition. That all-around race between Stetson Wright and Wacy Shala. They both rode both of the animals they got on last night. Stetson had a spectacular night. Wacy had a spectacular night. It was just overshadowed by Stetson's spectacular night. Shad Mayfield made a statement. We have had all kinds of great opportunities to share things with you, and here is a look at the sights and sounds of night number 1 of the NFR.
Fabulous Las Vegas. 40 years that the National Finals Rodeo has been here. Came here in 1985. It's bigger, better, stronger than ever.
Wild kicks, jumping, kicking, head sling, and there's a lot of snap and a lot of direction change.
Wow.
This is going to push the leaderboard.
Wow.
What a ride by Cooper Cook.
Oh, good start right there. Winston does a good job lining him up. Steer tries just a little bit. We're going to see a lead change, Janie. Patient, chin down, watch his feet, and then finish strong right there.
4 flat for Lightning Aguilera and Caden Profili.
The first team out, guys, set the pace, and they won the round.
Good mark out. Here we go. Stetson Wright. Been waiting for this. He is so glad to be back, and what a bronc ride by Stetson Wright.
Look out. Yeah, Shad's after him right off the bat. He's going to win the
go
round.
to the lead right now.
Oh, man, I mean.
Look at that. Look at that.
Perfectly gets over for the second. That was such a nice run. Just a nice smooth run to start it off first on the ground.
Go round to the left, into his hand, Stetson Wright. All we can say is, wow, that's
He's
this
going to
guy.
win both events.
He's going to win both of them tonight.
Oh, my. A lot to brag about, a lot of big numbers. We got in the 90s, we got in the 6s, and the tie-down roping. And we've got one thing, though there was one thing that was unbeatable last night, and you're about to see it. As we talk about Stetson Wright and the Race of the World All-Around Championship with Wacy Shala, the bigger question that I had that was first and foremost before we're talking about those two guys going head-to-head, would Stetson Wright be healthy enough to accomplish greatness at the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo? And he answered the call, winning the saddle bronc riding and the bull riding. And that bull ride last night has to be the unbeatable feeds big moment of the night.
Well, here it is, Stetson Wright, Big Shasta. This is the bull he got on a month ago at the Wilderness Circuit Finals Rodeo. We're going to talk about this bull being sold in the big sale later on, but you saw him make an 89 3/4 point ride. Third career NFR round sweep. That's the third time. The first one was in 2020. The second one was in 2022. That Stetson Wright has won both events on the same night at the National Finals Rodeo. So you see what Stetson Wright did right there on Big Shasta, 89 3/4. His average last night, Justin, he was 90 and 89 3/4 on 2 rides. That's pretty good.
More on that and that bull coming up in just a moment. That is the Unbeatable Moment, sponsored by Unbeatable Feeds, no grain, no problem. Now, back to that all-around race between two great contenders.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Cooper Cook, he's going to be the #1 man in the bareback riding. Wasey Shala finishes 4th in the bareback riding last night. Coop Cook going hard after it on Ramblin' Man. This horse, the #1 horse of the night last night, 88.5 points for Cooper Cook, his second trip to the NFR, his first go-round win, and a check for $33,668.
Yeah, that's about what he won in all 10 rounds combined last year.
Yeah, and I just shorted him. I think I said 33. It's $36,668.
Yeah, he only won $38,000 last year. Let's talk about a man who has won. Guys, we got to figure this out. How much money has he won here at the Thomas and Mack? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Answer.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll go with a lot right there. There's a 5-time world champion. Tyler Wagospack is putting the takedown on this steer right here. That is a 4-flat for Tyler Wagospack. He put a deep cleaning on that and moved from #8 in the world to #2 in the world standing.
Yeah, and Will Loomis took a no time last night.
Yeah.
So Tyler Wags right now is in a great spot. Can he leave here as a 6-time world champion? Ty Homer Pettigrew for the all-time mark. Team Ropin, the first team to nod their heads. Lightning Aguilera, 2-time national finalist. Caden Profili, 2-time national finalist. Former Rookie of the Year, former college champion. Time of 4 seconds flat for them.
I thought I heard some thunder. That's because we had the Lightning last night. There he is on the gray horse 2 years ago, the top head horse in the PRCA. Lightning struck last night with Profili on the cleanup side of that Team Roping Championship. 4-flat for them.
And so let's talk now about Stetson. Again, this time it's going to be 90 points. This time it's going to be the horse called Renegade. And this horse, lots of drop, lots of kick. Look at the way this horse gives him an opportunity to set his feet. And look at the way he beats that horse to the ground every time. That is a spectacular bronc ride.
I was going to say, you were bragging on the horse. I want to brag on the Cowboys. Stetson Wright with the happiest feet in town, shaken down with a shot at a Triple Crown coming. Can he win the all-around saddle bronc riding and bull riding world title?
Now let's talk about Money Mayfield. Money, money, money. Shad Mayfield said, all right, boys, here I am. Come get me. The rap on Shad's always been, he's not great at the NFR. Guess what? 6.8 last night. And you see the intensity right there. Justin, I think Chad Mayfield's going to make him chunk chase him this week.
This is the start he's been waiting for his entire 7-year career in professional rodeo.
Riley Webb placed. Shad won the night. It's going to be a back and forth you can expect between those two for the next 9 nights.
Now let's go to barrel racing. This is the most drama-filled event because Jarvis is not here. We've been talking about the EHV virus. Cassie Mallory gets on wheel. What do I hear this time? Big wheels turning. Big wheels moving on across that finish line with a 13.66 on the backup horse to take the win.
Yeah, that backup horse won her the rodeo in San Angelo. So this backup horse is pretty special. Cassie Mowry, #1. Haley Kinzel, #2. We got us a horse race.
They were second together in 2022 in this first round. By the way, here's the rest of how we got them all stacked up, winning $36,000 apiece last night. Round 1 champions. Hey, sometimes it's how you start at the NFR that determines where you're going to end up and potentially win $300,000 or maybe $400,000 at the end of this 10-day.
Yeah, remember, a go-round pace, $36,668. The aggregate, when we get all done, and it's not time to talk about it yet, but it's going to pay almost $100,000.
We can talk about it right now because as we talk about this all-around race and what Stetson has done against Wasey, let's get back to that all-around race right now. They both did great last night. They did everything that they needed to do. Wasey Shala, second in the bull riding, fourth in the bareback riding. This is his first bareback horse ever, and he finishes in the top 4. Extraordinary start.
So is this what we can expect from these two guys as they go head-to-head? They both ride both of the animals they get on last night. Both of them make a lot of money. Wasey won over $44,000. Like I say, what he did was spectacular. His problem, what this guy did, was more spectacular.
He wins both the bronc riding and the bull riding. I know we already said that before. We can't stress it enough. Over $73,000. He came in with a $30,000 lead in the all-around race, and he advanced that with another $30,000. $60,000 now separates the two men between Stetson and Wasey for the all-around title.
And let's add another number to that graphic right there, because remember, in the all-around race, Extreme Broncs, Extreme Bulls money does not count. Ground money does not count. Stetson Wright went over $600,000 for the year last year. He's got $608,000 total. Wasey, at the ripe young age of 20, has won over $500,000 already this year.
I'm glad you brought that up because there's a lot of the extreme points. Extreme Bulls points don't count. Extreme Bronc riding points don't count for the World All-Around Championship. That's why those numbers are smaller than when you add Stetson saddle bronc riding to his bull riding.
Right.
If you do that, it's 511,000. Now, the other thing that I'm tracking as much as those other two storylines is, can he cross $1 million? Or can Wasey cross $1 million? Can we have one person win over $1 million in pro rodeo in one season? We'll know in 9 more days.
Yeah, we will know in 9 more days. Stetson, remember, in 2022, we were all counting on him to maybe, just maybe, make that $1 million mark. He won $927,000 that year. He actually comes in with a little bit more money than he had then at an NFR that pays more than it paid in 2022.
Yeah, great points all over the place. This is going to be the NFR of all time. I'm telling you, after round one, I'm going to stick with it right there as well. Time for our Resistol Rookie Update. Bull riding is abounding with rookies, including this guy who already has a PBR rookie title.
If you would have asked me before the rodeo, who's your dark horse in the bull riding, I'd have told you this guy. Hudson Bolton, no stranger to the bright lights. PBR's Rookie of the Year, trying to make history, becoming both the PBR and PRCA Rookie of the Year in the same year.
If you're from east of the Mississippi, this is your man. Milan, Tennessee, and he's only 19 years old, and he's unbreakable. Luke Mackey is the man who also scored last night. He's also one of them 4 racing for that Resistol rookie title. He's also 19 years old and got that big ride on the Anthrax some service last night for 84 3/4.
Colorado kid, by the way, new scoring system this year at the NFR. They went to a quarter-point system. Hudson Bolton was 85. Luke Mackey was 84 3/4. So it came to play right off the bat. There's a look at your rookie race. Bolton's won $179,000. Quinn Anderson, Bryce Jensen, Luke Mackey. They are all separated by a little bit more than a go-round.
Yeah.
I mean, there's anything can happen in this rookie race.
That thing could turn upside down and inside out before we get done tonight in that Resistol rookie race in the bull riding. There's a lot to love about the young guns in the bull riding. But coming up next, we're going to talk about the Bulls and the Broncs that are upcoming as well. These, a lot of them are rookies, hoping to get that call to the big leagues one day. Benny Binions sold them at the world-famous sale. We'll break it down and bring you some big numbers in a moment.
And I don't want you to go anywhere because we are about to tell you a story of testimony with that man right there, Anthony Thomas. He's a bareback rider from Australia. PRCA Revival coming up this weekend on Sunday. He will tell you his story and tell you all about it. That's coming up on Western Sports Roundup. Sports Roundup brought to you by Resistol, the official hat of cowboys everywhere. We live it every day. Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Rock and Roll Denim. Live boldly. Live in Rock and Roll Denim. Welcome back to Western Sports Roundup. Thank you for joining us here at the South Point Hotel and Casino in the showroom. If you're coming to Las Vegas, 3:30 Las Vegas time every day, come on down, join Justin and me, and we'll get you warmed up with the live show, the live presentation, and get ready for whatever night that we're having at the National Finals Rodeo that day. Today, this room's already been busy.
Yeah, it has been busy. We're not only warmed up, we have sweat plumbed through our first layer of clothes already just in the first segment. This show's just beginning to get hot. Right now, let's get on into it right now as we are talking about our Maximum Power episode coming your way, and we have got Cooper Cook on Ramblin' Man, named the bareback horse of the night. You got all the numbers, Steve.
Yeah, 88.5 points for Cooper Cook. This horse, the #1 bareback horse last night. And we say thank you, Maximum Power, presented by Polaris. As Cooper Cook wins his first ever go-around at the second Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. Polaris, the American power sports company. Thank you. Congratulations, Cooper Cook.
And the Legends Rodeo out of Tabor, Alberta. Travis Jordan and the crew up there with that bucking horse. And that is a look at the beautiful statue right here in the main lobby corridor at the South Point Casino. That's Binion. He is the man who is responsible for getting the NFR to land out here in Las Vegas from Oklahoma City, as we are proud to talk about the Binion Bucking Horse Sale. This is a long-standing tradition, a big part of NFR Week here in Las Vegas. And I'd like to meet our guests who've been very busy for months leading up to gathering the livestock that will be in this sale to actually producing the sale here today. Nate Morrison from the Breeders' Connection joins us, and Randy Schmutz, the co-producer. You guys have been busy, as I said, all year. First of all, welcome to Western Sports Roundup.
Glad to be here. Glad to be in Las Vegas. Glad we're a part of it.
Nate, big day. You've been working all year to get some big numbers, and, buddy, you got them.
You know, it's been exciting. It's been a team effort from everybody with the Binion sales staff. And, you know, right when we thought we had it all ready to roll, we got thrown a little twist at us last Friday. But we just adapted, overcame, and come up with a solution that not only worked, but worked in a big way, and we knew that it would going into it. In other words, Binion sale, welcome to the future.
Yeah, well, and that twist, of course, was the EHV virus that didn't allow you to bring the live animals, but you had everything on video, which, as you said, maybe have changed things for the better in the future. And a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, Randy made a comment introducing you guys after months of preparation, and I thought, yeah, and a week and a half ago they tossed it all out the window and went back to, I don't know, whatever part of the drawing board, Randy, you had to go to.
It was a mad dash for the finish line, and as he said, it's a team effort. My wife, Amber Schmutz, has been a part of this crew for 12 years as a sale administrator, our sale executive council, our stock contractors, Nate, myself, and it's been almost a 24-hour, 24/7 gig to try to get this thing turned back around, but Nate and I both understood and knew that this could be a big, big deal in the showroom, live, and you know what? We almost doubled our gross sale this year.
That's amazing. You told us on Western Sports Roundup a couple of weeks ago, Nate, you would set a record this year, and you did.
We did. We not only set a record, we almost doubled the record. Thomas Mitchell, it was probably about 2011, had the top-selling saddle bronc at 100,000, and it's set. And it's been our goal for 12, 13, 14 years to try to beat that record. And it took having to move into the showroom to do it. And we sold a horse today for $187,000. And Pete Carr's the new owner of him, and he's bucking horse of the year potential. It's going to be exciting watching that horse in the future.
Randy, tell us about that horse.
Well, I want to share something with you too. Just a 5-year-old, and that was a part of the Stay Smith World Futurity Bronc selections that came here. But I said it in the sale. Any sale, it takes 2 people fighting over the best one on the block. And I got to give a shout out to Penthouse Pro Rodeo, Troy Bradshaw. He was the other guy, and they fought hard to get that horse bought. And it was just an outstanding opportunity, not only for them as a young stock contractor who's making their way in this business, but also for Pete, who said, nope, I'm going to have the best horse out of this sale. And Pete plucked it out of there, and it's an outstanding opportunity for our industry.
Guys, we've been bragging a lot about a bull called Big Shasta. D&H Cattle Company, Powder River Rodeo Company. We showed highlights of that bull. Here it is. This is a bull that Stetson Wright won the go-round on last night. You sold that bull today.
Unbelievable. You know, he rode that bull a few months ago and was a winner at the Heber City Rodeo, the circuit finals. My friend Nate told me about that. He was in the draw last night, rode this bull, wins the first round, and D&H Cattle Company puts him on the block, and they sell this bull for $65,000 today.
Nate, there was an unusual number of NFR animals in this sale. Was that a record too?
You know, I wouldn't say that it was a record, but sure enough, we focused on the young NFR bulls in the sale, and that's what made the big difference. You know, we had Big Shasta, we did have the older bull, Flapjack, that you know, 2023 Reserve PBR of the Bull of the Year. He's going to be on the PBR truck for Mike Herndon in North Carolina, and I'm real excited. But our top-selling bull was a bull called Tesla of D. Bland's, and he sold for $80,000 today, and he's unridden in the PRCA and is going to be in the 5 and 10 rounds. So I mean, we were excited to have him, and excited that the buyer saw the potential in him to make him the top selling bull of the day.
Randy, this is a big tradition. Quick history, and where are we going?
Well, that's $1 million question right now. Nate and I both understand the value of this sale continues to improve, and if it's my guess, you know, this opportunity to do a live sale in the showroom, showing these animals on video and presenting them in the best way possible, proved itself that there were buyers here that understood the value of the animals, and maybe, just maybe, it's not necessary to buck them live here on site. Maybe this is the new future, but I'm going to say maybe until we know for sure.
You know, let's just get through Christmas and recover a little bit before we start planning for next year.
Hey, I'm on a plan for a decade from now, right now, because I know there's some people out there that are watching that would like to get into stock contracting business. Where do they go?
TheBreedersConnection.com.
All right.
Well, one last comment. You know, we talked about the sales, and I don't know if the number was mentioned today. We sold 72 lots on the block for just under $1.6 million.
That's amazing.
Good using bucking horses bringing $20,000 all day today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know that this was you got thrown a curveball 2 weeks ago, and you not only made it work, you made it work in big-time style. So, good job.
Thank you. It's a team. It's a big team. There's a lot of folks that we haven't mentioned. There's dozens of folks behind the scenes. Todd Greenway, Omega Productions. It's not possible. It's not one person. It's a group of people that did this.
Well, I know you're tough, and I know he's got a bloodline that's tough because we got the same blood, and we're proud of you guys and everything that you do. Stick around. When we come back, the Lucia brothers had an amazing night a couple of nights ago. We'll tell you all about a very moving, powerful award ceremony. Western Sports Roundup is presented by Ariat. Ready, set, ride in boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
Western Sports Roundup this afternoon. You take a look. We've got an in-house audience. In-house audience.
Huge.
Let's hear from you one time.
Huge audience.
There you are. And we're inside the showroom here at the South Point Hotel and Casino.
And we're having a huge time.
It'd be fun to see the in-house audience get bigger every day.
So far, so good.
So far, so
This
good.
is a bigger crowd than we had yesterday.
Yep,
So
and
I
it'll
see
be
this,
bigger tomorrow.
a trend
Yeah.
coming upon us
It's
here.
trending in the right direction.
It is.
So Justin talked about Ariat, and Ariat is one of the primary partners, sponsors, not just of the Cowboy Channel, Western Sports Roundup, but so many different elements of what we do in the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, in the world of Western sports, and at the National Finals Rodeo. Our Katie Lucas caught up with Beth Cross from Ariat.
Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful conversation today. I have the honor of being here with Beth Cross, our co-founder and CEO of Ariat International. I'm excited to visit with you today, excited to get a little bit of information about the brand's history, what you've seen along the way. But first of all, we're in one of Ariat's beautiful brand shops. What do you hope people experience when they walk in the doors?
Well, this store in particular is our largest and I think the most beautiful store. And each of our stores is in a different community, a different neighborhood. So our Nashville store is all about music. Our Fort Worth store is all about rodeo. And this store is where you can come and get that incredible pair of boots, the outfit, the hat, get it shaped perfectly for a night on the town. So I hope everyone leaves here today with something that they can wear tonight.
Why is it so important to make each store special and truly cater it to the people that are in the area?
Well, first of all, it's just more fun to do it that way. The idea of just a generic store in every community doesn't feel authentic. Western sport, Western lifestyle, there is a lot of similarities, but in every town, there's something different, there's something unique. And that's what we love to, if we're in the community, to figure out what it is that's unique and celebrate that.
I love that. I think you truly have captured it here in this store. But I mentioned we're going to get a lot of information about the brand, its history. So let's go all the way back. Tell me the story behind the name of the brand.
This is a fun story, and many people don't know the story. Ariat was named after Secretariat, and Secretariat was he remains one of the winningest, one of the greatest thoroughbred athletes in the world. And I grew up on a horse farm in Pennsylvania, and we always watched the races on television. And I remember when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. And after Secretariat passed, they did an autopsy, and it turned out that his heart was almost 3 times bigger than the average thoroughbred. His stride, I think it had like a 30% longer stride. He loved to run. And just that sense of a big heart, just that desire, the love to run, we just thought that was a fantastic kind of grounding for a company and for a brand.
Thank you to Katie Lucas for bringing us that information as we continue to roll through Western Sports Roundup. Time now to revisit a story we talked about yesterday. It's the PRCA Contract Act Awards night, and that's Wednesday night. Usually we tell all of those stories on Friday's Western Sports Roundup. We had so many powerful, meaningful stories that we want to pick up on one of them. The Lucia family, well decorated. This is Tommy Joe Lucia, wins the Danita Barnes Lifetime Achievement Award, and his father is a Hall of Famer and a great entertainer, but he wasn't the only Lucia to pick up a big honor here Wednesday night.
It's an amazing honor to be with, what a great award to win when you look at the past recipients, right? It's the place that, if I ever wanted to win anything, it's to be in that group. You see, all of us beat the yellow stripes or the airport lines, but there's always one. There's the one at home. The one who pays the bills, the one who cleans the house, the one who makes the bags, packs your bags when you gotta leave, the one who makes dinner, the one who eats dinner alone and sleeps alone, the one who props you up on the phone when you call because you're tired of being on the road. We all have that one, don't we? Look over it. You've all got that one in your life. And mine, she's pretty special. I want to ask her to come on stage with me, please. She doesn't want to do it. Donna Lucia, come on up. God bless all of you. Thank you for being a part of tonight's festivities. Have a great, great NFR. God bless all of you.
Justin mentioned Wednesday night, the awards night, was a special night for the Lucia family. Somewhere in heaven, Hall of Famer Tommy Lucia was smiling down because his boys were both recognized. Tommy Joe with the Donita Barnes Lifetime Achievement Award, and Anthony Lucia, who is working his first NFR this year alongside Roger Mooney and Wayne Brooks, honored for the third straight year as the PRCA's Announcer of the Year.
Is getting to make a living being a part of this sport. The win is getting to go to places, do things, and get paid to do what other people pay to come watch. The win is working for a volunteer group that gives us all the chance, that works so much harder than we do, but pays us to do it. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to my wife, Lisa. Thank you, Jesus, for putting me in this business. My brother, Tommy Joe, who gave me my shot way before I was ready. He's chewed on me a lot, and I can't wait to congratulate him later tonight. And thank you all so much. This is unbelievable.
Congratulations, Anthony Lucia. Congratulations, Tommy Joe Lucia. Congratulations to all of the award recipients, the Rodeos of the Year, Bobby Kerr and his family for the special honor that they received on Wednesday night. Justin, that is always a magical night, and I think one of the most important nights we have every year in professional rodeo.
It sure is. And Sunday is a big day here. We will tell you about what's going on around town on a Sunday here, Cowboy style. It's the Lord's Day, even in Las Vegas.
Western Sports Roundup is brought to you by Westmore Manufacturing. Live boldly.
Welcome back to the showroom, everybody. It is just a day before the next day, which is Sunday. Sunday is a-coming, and that means there's a whole lot of good things going to happen here in Las Vegas. And we're going to meet an individual who has a lot to do with something very good. For the fourth year, Cowboy Church service will take place at the Westgate. Anthony Thomas, bareback riding champion, originated from Australia, top 25 in the world several times in the PRCA, about a half a dozen to be exact. And one of the best rides I've ever seen on Nightcrawler, the world champion, by the way, was with this guy. Welcome to the show, my man.
Justin, thanks for having me. Steve, thanks for having me.
Hey, you got a big Sunday coming up, church service. We have several of them around town. But first, I want people to get just a little glimpse inside of your story, because you come from Western Australia, inner city kid, and you literally ran away from home.
Yeah, so I had a troubled childhood, and earlier in my life, I didn't know about God. All I knew was horses, and that was my connection with God. And so I somehow knew from the inner city that I needed to be with horses. So I ran away from home when I was almost 12 years old. I ended up at an all-boys boarding school in the middle of nowhere. The school that I ended up at was for last chance kids like me, and then cattle station kids that lived too far from town to go to a normal school, so they came to the boarding school there. So I learned about, on the long weekends and holidays, I would go back to the cattle station with these kids I went to school with, and went to work like a man for their parents, and I fell into rodeo.
Then you catch wild cattle and was all in?
Our job was to catch wild cattle and break brumbies and make workhorses out of them. So I was around dangerous cattle and dangerous horses all the time.
And that led to rodeo. You won the Australian Championship, and that was enough money to get a one-way ticket to America. What year was that when you came to America?
2013.
Man, what a ride, Steve.
I just heard the title of a book.
I know.
My connection to horses, God.
Yeah.
Or my connection to God, horses.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, wow.
So it was crazy because we didn't have 24-hour power on the cattle station. We lived too far from town for there to be power lines. So we had a Cummins diesel generator that used to kick on in the evenings just to keep the food cold in the cool rooms. And when the diesel generator would kick on, we had tapes. So we had an NFR tape and a Cheyenne Frontiers Days tape and the movie 8 Seconds. And we would watch them over and over and over again until we memorized every hometown of every cowboy and every horse. And it was from there and then memorizing the movie 8 Seconds that I had a dream in my heart that all I ever wanted to do was be a rodeo cowboy in America.
So you landed in Houston and you competed. And as Justin said, you competed successfully. Now you are involved in this event that will happen on Sunday here in Las Vegas. The PRCA Revival Gathering starts at 9:45 a.m. Tell me how you got from there to here. There's an answer that you take all day, but I mean this is a big deal to you. This is the fourth time you've done this.
Yeah. So about 4 years ago, the Lord was really nudging on my heart to say to me, he said, what are you going to leave behind? Because I had been a veteran in the sport, and I'm getting older and towards the end of my career the last few years. I was one of the oldest guys going down the road. And the Lord was really telling me, like, what are you going to leave behind when it's all over? And so the Lord urged me to start a small group ministry. So what we have is on Wednesday mornings we do a Zoom call, and it's called the PRCA Men's Bible Study Podcast. So we have a small group for PRCA rodeo cowboys and athletes and personnel where we join once a week and we disciple each other. We learn about God with each other, and we kind of just spur each other on and hold each other accountable. We've managed to have this ministry now for about 4 years, and we've never skipped a week. And it's turned into 40 or 50 guys at any given time within the PRCA. We get together, we pray for each other, and we spur each other on in our faith so that we can grow spiritually, and we do that through discipleship.
So I've had the opportunity, you invited me there early on, and for several times was on that call, and I'm kind of getting chills thinking about the impact that you've had, the value that you've added to people's lives. And this is a very different culture in terms of our spiritual belief system than it used to be, and you're a major part of that here in this decade.
Yeah, so growing up, I've mentioned this before. It's just like a country song: fighting, drinking, loving, women, boozing, and just come to find out through reading the Bible and what God wants us to do with ourselves that that's not the only way to be a rodeo champion. And so the dynamics changed in the locker rooms. The way cowboys talk has changed in the locker rooms. The things that are most important to them, other than the gold buckle, has changed in the locker rooms. And that's just a little bit of what I've been a part of to have an impact in pro rodeo with. And don't get me wrong, it's not me, it's God. All I can do is read the word and be obedient to what it says, and then spur my rodeo brothers along to do the same.
Yeah, that same boldness in the arena is what you're doing now spiritually. Pretty cool.
Basically. So before we let you go, you made a comment about rodeo champions. And joining you at the Westgate on Sunday morning will be 3 of the most recognizable champions we have in the world of professional rodeo. Talk about that.
So, yeah, my pastor is actually flying out from Houston at our local church that we go to, Pastor Jason Robinson. He's going to give a message. And then I've got Dusty Tuckness, Sam Peterson, and Anthony Lucia. Obviously, the 3 of these guys have a big part to play this week. Lucia's announcing the NFR, Dusty Tuckness is the bullfighter, and then young Sam is in his first NFR and number 2 in the world going into potentially his first world title. And so the goal for this church service gathering that we're having on Sunday is so that rodeo fans and family and athletes can show up and see some of the guys that they do life with every week, some of the guys that they look up to every week, and see champions in the arena that have connected their calling to their career. That's the word that God kept putting on my heart for this event, is that you can be a champion in the arena, but that can't be your only focus. God has to come first in your life. And that's why, unfortunately, we see Steve and Justin, lots and lots of world champions and rodeo cowboys. They come through this sport, they have a prolific career, and at the end of it, there's nothing left for them because they didn't live for anything else other than rodeo. And these are just 3 of the guys that are in our ministry that are members of our small group that understand that they have a higher, even though they're the best at what they do and they're achieving excellence in the rodeo arena, they know that their calling is more important to them and that comes first. And that's why they have such a cool, calm, collected head when it comes to competing.
Anthony, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for your story. Somebody needs to make a movie. In the meantime, we got to make tracks. We appreciate you stopping by. When we come back, Pro Fantasy Rodeo on the other side of this break.
You want to do Ariat? Okay, I'll do it.
Hey.
Casey Jones.
Can you hear us?
Breaker. You got a copy on me, Big
Okay,
Pin?
there are lots of people listening, so be careful with what you say.
Yes, there are.
Breaker.
You have 3 to 4 minutes to expound your wisdom once this interview begins.
Quick draw this deal now.
Okay, awesome. Let's go.
All right.
I don't feel as tough now that I'm not.
You're not Steve Duhon.
Now you're not Steve Duhon anymore.
Did you see Casey?
45 seconds, Casey.
Dressed like Steve Duhon.
Western Sports Roundup is presented by Ariat. Ready, set, ride. In boots and jeans that work as hard as you do.
Getting ready to talk Pro Fantasy Rodeo, where right here live in the showroom, they are bellied up to the bar in the middle of the afternoon, for crying out loud.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
It is. And we are getting ready to talk about how people can win big and win big prizes. The Ag Wagon truck, the grand prize, that Outback Custom Elite trailer. It's big, it's bold, it's beautiful. and somebody's going to win it. And night number one's got somebody headed in the right direction. There's a lot of people had a big night last night that think this is going to be theirs.
Yeah, let's talk to the man who's behind Pro Fantasy Rodeo, Casey Jones, joining us from a super secret undisclosed location somewhere in Las Vegas. Casey, night number one is in the books. Night number two is tonight, and folks can play the daily game now if they'd like to, right?
Yeah, now that we have our big game wrapped up, we have a daily fantasy game that we pay $10,000 every day, guaranteed. So the winner of the daily fantasy every night is going to win $3,500 in a custom belt buckle. So you make sure you get that in. What's really cool about the daily fantasy game is you can do your stock research. So as soon as they draw the steers, timed events out there, we're going to be able to put the who won or what they're winning on, and then you can kind of get some inside knowledge of the Broncs and the Barebacks. But it's really easy to play. All you got to do is pick a contestant in each event. Stay under $650. We're going to give you an extra $100,000 for your salary cap for the daily fantasy game. And then you just pick a tiebreaker and you estimate how much your team is win. You're going to do it in about 60 seconds. It doesn't take long at all to get your daily fantasy team in. But we're going to pay $10,000 overall every night, starting night. So the entries will close when that first bucket chute opens. So make sure you get your picks. There are going to be some popular matchups tonight. We're going to have them on the website. So go to profantasyrodeo.com.
I love the daily. Love the daily. I got to ask you about last night, though, because a lot of people had Cassie Mowry picked in the barrel racing. Then yesterday, it hit social media that she was not going to have Jarvis. Was there a lot of people that picked Cassie that ended up switching another barrel racer at the last minute yesterday?
Well, I think I'm talking to one, you know.
Wait,
like
I
somebody
didn't
sent
ask
me
you
a text.
that was not part of the question.
Somebody sent me a text, and can you change my barrel racer? Because I heard Cassie's not riding
That
Jarvis.
was
I'm
not
like,
for public consumption.
I'll do it, but that might be a bad move. But yeah, Cassie is amazing on any horse. But yeah, that's on you, Justin.
If somebody did that last night, I mean, they really had to question their ability to be rational and not reactionary last night when that happened.
Well, Casey,
you know
so you've got the reaction and the reactionary right here with Justin McKee. That's all I can tell you.
You know, and what's crazy is, you know, these are outstanding athletes. And so, you know, like, the horses do make a big difference, but it just goes to show, like, they can, you know, face adversity and overcome it and, like, end up on top. But that was an amazing feat by Cassie last night, which surprised a lot of fantasy players, you know. And so, you know, now with the daily fantasy, you can get her back on your team tonight, Justin.
Thanks.
There you go, McKee.
Thanks.
Get her back on your team. Nobody should be surprised at what Cassie did on Will last night. That is a great horse. Casey, final thoughts for folks who want to get on, play the daily game. Tell them what they need to do over the next couple hours, because the rodeo is going to start here in about an hour and a half from now.
Yeah, so you have an hour and a half to get your team. You just go to profantasyrodeo.com. A big screen will come up that says create your team. You put a team name in. You pick a contestant in each event. Put in a tiebreaker team in each event without a salary. Estimate your team earnings, and you're entered to win.
All right, we're going to track the progress. Of course, we're all in the celebrity fantasy league, and I may have made a decision that may cost me a tattoo at the end of this 10.
Yeah, well, I'm sitting 6, so I'm not worried about it.
I know you're not. All right, Casey, thank you for joining us, and we appreciate everything you do to add value to the entire rodeo culture. Good stuff. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you later.
Casey Jones joining us. ProFantasyRodeo.com is the website. That's the Facebook page. That's where you want to go. It is. We didn't plan it this way, but it's Rodeo Announcer Friday on Western Sports Roundup. We are joined by one of our best friends, Will Rasmussen, 8 times nominated as the Announcer of the Year in the PRCA, out of the great state of Montana. Works some of the biggest rodeos in the world. Will, we wanted to talk with you for just a minute because after the NFR is over, there are a couple of events that you're involved with, including the Chase Hawks Memorial Roughstock Rodeo. Chase Hawks weekend, I think, is December 19th and 20th.
Yep.
The Saturday right after the NFR, right before Christmas, and you've spent a lot of years involved in that.
Well, it's going to be 30 years old this year.
Wow.
Yeah, Chase Hawks was a 6-year-old boy that died in September of '94. They immediately set up a foundation and fundraisers, and they had a dream in Billings, Montana, where the rodeo takes place, and they set up this rodeo to try to catch the livestock and the cowboys coming home from the NFR, and they've accomplished that. And I've been there all 30, if you can imagine that. And what an honor to announce an event like that.
And there's no off season for rodeo, really.
No, there isn't. Everybody says you're going to be home for a while. I've been home, so I'm glad of that. You know, I've tried steelhead fishing down the Salmon River. Haven't caught anything. I need to go out and pay for that drift boat. So that's what.
Well, you and I talked about this a lot, but I'd like you to share with our audience what the Chase Hawks Foundation does with the money that they raise from their various events. This is their largest fundraising opportunity. What do they do?
They help medically needy families that, not without health insurance, but with weird, diagnoses that insurance companies deem, experimental, medicine. And, they've sent people to specialty hospitals in Seattle and St. Louis, and they help with that. And they have a board of directors, and they choose the family. It's almost like a grant process. They choose the family who they would like to help. And boy, they have given out millions and millions over the years.
Yeah, because you pack that house every year for the Chase Hawks.
It is, and it gets better and better, and it doesn't matter if it's 20 above or 20 below, and they come. We have livestock contractors, 4 or 5 of them, and all the guys now come. It's a sanctioned event. All the guys come from right here in Vegas, and like you said, Steve, it's the Saturday after the big Saturday in Vegas.
The money for the contestants, the prize money has grown significantly, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're up to 30 or 40,000 per event, and so it's a significant start to the year. We're starting over, right, boys? I mean, 2026 is upon us, so it's a major event for a great cause in the name of a 6-year-old boy that got hit on a bicycle on the streets of Billings, Montana.
Well, that's quite a legacy for a little guy like that. Lived on 30 years. Will, we appreciate everything you do for the rodeo business, cowboy culture, and for the Chase Hawks, and for stopping by today.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, any old time. Yeah. Any old time.
Appreciate
Good to be in the showroom,
I know.
huh?
Always a good day to be at the South Point in the showroom. We appreciate you. And when we come back, we're going to talk about round number 2, NFR preview. Round 2 coming your way on Western Sports Roundup. Yes, and that will include an injury update.
Well, it's time for your Veterison Top 3 Western Sports Roundup headlines. Veterison, clean, treat, and heal.
And it was Stetson Wright with a clean sweep. He won the saddle bronc riding with a 90, and he nearly got 90 in the bull riding to win over $73,000.
The tradition of the Binion bucking horse sale continues. Bucking horses and bucking bulls sold earlier today by video, and it was a record-setting sale. $1.7 million, including that bull Shasta was sold.
And the PRCA Awards Banquet, again, headlines. WSR here today with the Lucia brothers taking home some of the biggest honors in all of pro rodeo.
So let's talk about injury update from the Justin Sports Medicine Program. Stetson Jorgensen listed as questionable for tonight. He has a left knee sprain. He's one of 2 Bulldoggers that are competing injured. You might have noticed Dakota Eldridge with a limp. He walked into the arena last night wearing a boot on his foot, but he is competing. Stetson Jorgensen, we wish him the best.
And we are taking a look at the upcoming schedule. This is how the Cowboy Channel operates each and every day during this year's Wrangler National Finals Rodeo. We are getting ready to go to Rodeo Live at the Rodeo Fan Zone in front of Thomas Mack. Rodeo Live here in just a little bit, and then I'm going down to the Resorts World for that NFR Final before the Buckles come back to this stage here at the South Point later on.
It is night number 2 tonight of the Wrangler National Finals Rodeo, and of course all of it live right here on the Cowboy Channel. So as we talk about tonight, we talk about this weekend, Justin. Before long, we're going to be crowning champion.
I want to talk about tonight, bareback riding and saddle bronc riding horses, the semi-eliminators. The bulls are the big E's. The eliminator bulls are out here tonight. Stetson and Hudson both have the most rideable bulls in this herd tonight.
Could Stetson Wright start winning the first 2 go-rounds of the bull riding?
We're going
to find out. Yep. We hope you all enjoyed the show. Let's do it again tomorrow. For everybody live here inside the South Point, thank you. God bless you all. If you're coming to Vegas, come join us 3:30 in the afternoon. That's a look at the South Point Hotel and Casino. God bless everybody. Stay tuned. Rodeo Live is next.